All right, Shalom. All praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone. And peace and blessings to the elect of another edition of GMS News and Prophecy. And I have an article from the Business Insider website, businessinsider.com. And this headline, Terrifying Map Shows How the Flu is Quickly Spreading Across the U.S. All right. So these are things that are coming out at the last of this year, at the end of the month. Just a lot of things are happening all over the country of America right now. We've been seeing storms and protests and things all this year, but now you got it to where this flu outbreak for this year is quickly spreading. And these are all the part of the plagues and part of the coming destruction of this place. All right. It says terrifying map shows how the flu is quickly spreading across the U.S. All right. It says the flu season is off to a strong start, with 21 states reporting high flu-like activity. This year's vaccine isn't as effective as usual, but it can still prevent you from getting some versions of the flu. All right. People who do catch the flu can get rid of it faster with antiviral drugs. All right. So it says from the California coast to the shores of South Carolina, Americans across the country are coming down with some nasty strains of the flu this year. The Center for Disease Control, which is actually based here in Atlanta, all right, and they're constantly experimenting, with these different diseases they have out here, and that includes the flu. Because you can get the regular strain, or you can get, a certain particular strain from the past of the flu. But once they come out with different strains and they constantly pushing it out there to the public, you don't have no prevention for it, so you get sicker than usual, and that's basically what's going on here. All right, because there's been a lot of chemtrail spraying. I've noticed this year, where I'm at, there's been a heavy load of chemtrails being sprayed all over the city. All over the region. So all these things are it's to help break down the people's immune system. They're constantly spraying that barium oxide in the sky with these chemtrails. That's just it's going to help people get sicker when these different wintertime illnesses come. All right, but I'm gonna keep going. It says the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports influenza activity is ticking up across the southern half of the U.S., with one strain, H3N2, responsible for the majority of the deadliest, most dangerous cases reported so far. It says in lab specimen tests, H3N2 has been responsible for around 9 out of every 10 flu cases studied, and at least 12 children have died from catching the flu this season. All right, and these different diseases and pestilences are just going to they're just going to rev up even higher, man. There's going to be more casualties. There's going to be more people dying. There's going to be more than children. All right, you're going to see a lot of elderly people. All right, you're going to see a lot more things happening. All right, now here it is. You got it today, this weekend. All right, up in the Northeast, they're receiving or they say mini ice age, like frozen temperatures. All right, freezing temperatures up there in the Northeast and New York and those areas up there, and they've even reported that the different animals and sharks swimming in the oceans up the Atlantic, they're freezing, man. Niagara Falls and these different these different water sources are freezing up all over that region up there. All right. So things are happening, man. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go back to the article that says influenza symptoms tend to arise pretty suddenly and can include fever, sore throat, cough, runny nose, chills, body aches and headaches, vomiting, and diarrhea. And it says because the flu is a viral infection, antibiotic drugs are completely useless against this illness. All right. It goes into the different antiviral drugs. All right, and it says antiviral drugs, which require doctor's orders, won't totally cure the flu, but they can make symptoms milder and shorter, and they are especially effective if taken in the first 48 hours of illness onset. All right, but it's getting to a point where, you know, these different flus and these illnesses are going to start actually killing more and more people. You know. Let's see. It says, and it's going into the flu shot. But yeah, you know, these things are taking place. Okay. All these things are based upon prophecy. All right. So what I'm gonna do is, wait a minute, it says this map here. Right, you can see it here in this map. All right. Where the red is the most dangerous and the green is the most minimal. But you can see most of the United States. All right. In these red areas from California, Arizona, Texas, Georgia, South Carolina, Louisiana, Mississippi. All right. All these areas, all right, are Oklahoma. All right. But all these areas, all right, they have heavy cases of the flu and people are dying. And with these different freezing temperatures and these things happening across the U.S. right now, don't be surprised you start hearing reports of more and more people dropping dead, you know. All right, because the Most High, and I'm going to get the scripture where it says the plagues draws nigh and are not slack. All right. So let's get to scriptures. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras. All right, 2nd Esdras, 16th chapter. Bear with me for 1 second. I saw some scriptures, but it's not what I was looking for. All right, yeah. It's 2nd Esdras 16 and 37. It says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack." Right, and that's talking about these different natural disasters and these diseases and things that's been taking place, you know, from the freezing temperatures to the these flu diseases. All right, these natural disasters, these things are happening one after another. You know, the 2017 has not been a good year for the people of America. You know, it's going to get worse. All right. So it says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side." All right. So you got to understand you know, these people getting sick. All right. It's just another part of the prophecies. All right. And this is in the book of Leviticus 26 and 25. It says, and this speaking to you Israelites right here, so-called blessed Spaniards and Native Americans. It says in Leviticus 26 and 25, it says, and I will bring a sword upon you that shall avenge the quarrel of my covenant. Because we as a people, us being the 12 tribes, we broke the commandments of the Lord. So now he's going to start bringing these diseases into these cities, man. It says, and when you are gathered together within your cities, I will send the pestilence among you, and ye shall be delivered into the hand of the enemy. And who's the enemy? The so-called white man. All right, and these other nations, Esau. All right, big things are getting ready to happen, man. All right, all over this country. You know, this is just one thing that, you know, they're bringing out, how this flu is breaking out here in America, and these different antibiotics can't fight it off, you know. So these plagues are going to get worse, and they're going to get more intense, you know. But with that, I'm going to end it right there. Give all praise to Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. I hope brothers were edified. Until next time, Shalom.